When Jack and Larry receive a response from Weston, John Ellison Conley, whom they had previously tried to sell to, Episode 4 advances the plot of Jack and his clock. Weston makes them an offer, but Jack mistook his delayed response for a rejection. Weston wants to pay $300,000 to own the design and the patent outright. It is not a collaboration. Before the purchase is finalized, Larry raises the amount even further, reaching $600,000. Jack is surprised. Jack is almost as wealthy as his bosses with just half of that, but he is reluctant to tell others about it. Since the Van Ryn's home is the only place he has ever felt at home, he admits to Mrs. Bauer, Christine Nielsen, that he doesn't want to go. Although she understands that he cannot stay at the mansion indefinitely, Bauer advises him to keep the amount a secret while he is there. Peggy and William, Jordan Donica, continue their romance in Newport, where she also meets his mother, Mrs. Kirkland, Felicia Rashad. Peggy hasn't seen Mrs. Kirkland's prejudice, even though her parents did in the last episode. Although William graciously defends Peggy's work, it soon becomes apparent that Mrs. Kirkland disapproves of Peggy's politics and journalism profession. When Peggy is invited to talk about her experiences at the Tuskegee School, Mrs. Kirkland attends the conference. Peggy hears Mrs. Kirkland talking patronizingly about her father and comprehends her parents' worries. The documents continue to discuss Gladys and reveal information on her wardrobe as the wedding draws near. The situation has gotten so bad that George becomes worried and demands Bertha find out who is selling this information. Bertha enlists Church's Jack Gilpin assistants, and he approaches a number of other employees, such as Andre, Rachel Pickup, Adelheid, Aaron Wilhelmi, Borden, Douglas Sills, and Bruce, Celia Keenan-Bolger. Adelheid thinks it's the dressmaker, but Church cautions Bertha about making charges because of her rage. As their romance progresses, Borden pops the question to Bruce, but she declines, acknowledging that she is already married. She discloses that her husband has acute melancholia, which has landed him in an asylum. Nonetheless, she is unable to file for divorce without an affair. Despite Borden's disappointment at the refusal, they don't appear to be at odds about their inability to get married. The rest of society has its own drama to deal with, even though the Russells have a lot going on. Despite the absence of names, the documents describe a duel between two men who are obviously the husband and lover of Charlotte, Hannah Sheely, the daughter of Mrs. Astor, Donna Murphy. In order to avoid causing scandal, Mrs. Astor forbids Charlotte from attending the wedding. Charlotte is furious and confronts Mrs. Astor about her parents' failing marriage, but Mrs. Astor is adamant about not getting a divorce, which Charlotte disagrees with. At the wedding, Mrs. Astor is asked a number of questions regarding the article, but she only gets cold looks in return. When J.P. Morgan, Bill Camp, pays George a visit on the wedding day, he discloses that his Transcontinental Railroad idea is in disarray and then backs out. George, however, disregards the caution and continues. In the meantime, Bertha calls Marion over to speak with Gladys, but she still refuses to leave her room. Gladys doesn't appear to be going to the wedding as everyone else does. Despite Bertha's efforts to hide it, the delay makes Sarah question Gladys' arrival. The last person to pay her a visit is George, who serves as a reminder of how challenging it can be for a young lady to bounce back from a scandal. Even though George acknowledges that he let Gladys down, he keeps his pledge and doesn't make her go. Gladys acknowledges that they have reached the point of no return and descends the stairs, prepared to attend her wedding, just as George is about to give up. Gladys tears as she walks down the aisle, carrying out the wedding even though she doesn't want to, and guaranteeing Bertha's victory in the process.